In this video, we're going to tackle a more complex scenario. What happens when both the supply and the demand curves shift at the same time? These simultaneous changes could make it a bit trickier to figure out that new equilibrium. But don't worry, we'll walk through the process step by step. You'll learn how to analyze the shifts, determine the direction of the changes in equilibrium price and quantity, and see how markets adjust when multiple forces are at play.
Now we'll go through a demand increase and a supply increase at the same time. So when we have two curves shifting at once, we can either know the direction of the change in price or the quantity, but we're not going to know the direction of both. So here we have price and quantity, and our initial demand 1, initial supply 1, and we have P1 and Q1. Okay. All right, so we have a demand increase. Demand's going to shift to the right, and the supply increase. Supply is going to shift to the right. So on this graph, let's do a really big shift in demand to the right. So a big increase in demand. Okay. That has a tendency by itself, right, to raise price and increase quantity. So if it was just one curve, we'd know exactly what's going on. Demand increases price and increases quantity. However, we also have a supply increase. So I'm going to do a relatively small supply increase to S2. Right, so there's our increase to S2. And from this one, right, from this point here, right, a supply increase is going to decrease price and increase quantity. Right? So we have this movement from our original equilibrium A to our final equilibrium B. Right? On the way that I drew it, we see that price went up and quantity went up. However, let's look through these changes individually. That increase in demand going from here to here, that's going to increase price and increase quantity. Right? The supply increase from here to here is going to decrease price and increase quantity. Notice the quantity changes, both the increase in demand and the increase in supply, are causing quantity to go up. However, for the price change, the increase in demand is causing price to go up, but the increase in supply is causing price to go down. So they're working against each other, and we don't know which one's going to be bigger. Right? If I draw a graph, you'll know. But if I just tell you that demand increases and supply increases, you don't know which one is going to be bigger. And so the price change, we don't know. Okay? We know for certain that quantity is going to go up. Price, we don't know. Price could go up. Price could go down. Price could stay the same. So the graph that I drew here, though, we can see that price is going to go up in the end when we go from A to B. However, I could do the same demand increase and supply increase and do a little bit different changes, and I can get some price to actually go down relative to that original P1 Q1. So remember over here I did a really big increase in demand and a small increase in supply. Well, now I'm going to do a small increase in demand and a big increase in supply. And now we're going to compare our original equilibrium point A to our final equilibrium point B, and we can see that price went down and quantity went up. Okay? And so here we know for sure quantity goes up. Again, we don't know what happens in price. Right? In this graph on the left, I drew it so that price actually went up from A to B. On this graph on the right, I drew it so price went down from A to B. Okay, but in both of them, we know that quantity went up. Okay. On an exam, I would probably ask you a question like this, where I tell you demand increases, supply decreases, what happens to equilibrium price and quantity, and here's your four options, and then you would draw that out on your scratch paper on the side, and then put in your answer. So I would answer this. I'd start with my original demand. I'd start with my original supply. Give me P1, give me my Q1. Okay, demand increases. A demand increase is going to cause price to go up and quantity to go up. So demand increase causes price to go up and quantity to go up. Supply decrease. Supply 2. So now I'm going from like this point here to this point here. A supply decrease would cause price to go up and quantity to go down. Price to go up and quantity to go down. Right, so we can see that price is moving in the same direction. So we know in the end that the price is going to go up when we do this whole thing together. Quantity, though, they're going in opposite directions. So we don't know which one's bigger with the information I gave you, and so that one's going to be uncertain. The correct answer then for this question would be price increases, quantity change is unknown. So the correct answer is A. Okay, I've gone through 2 examples here. I got a demand increase and a supply increase, and we just did a demand increase and a supply decrease. On your own, go through a demand decrease and supply increase and a demand decrease and a supply decrease. If you can do all 4 of those, you got this stuff mastered and you don't have any worries on the exam.